Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new spoiler review of the Marvel Studios and Disney Plus TV show, Episode 3 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Before I get into my spoiler thoughts of this brand new Episode 3, before I get into Episode 3, please hit that like button. It's the best way to support this YouTube channel. Also, please comment down below your spoiler predictions and thoughts of the show. Is this your favorite episode of the 3 yet? And also, what are your predictions for the final 3 weeks of the show? We are only halfway through Falcon and our Winter Soldier. We are 3 more episodes away from being finished. Let me know what you think we'll see next week, or maybe even in the season finale. Also, please subscribe and ring that bell for notifications if you're new to Max Talks Movies. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, and movie rankings. And this weekend will be a very busy week. I'll get to that at the end of this video, what you should look forward to in the future. So now let's get into my spoiler thoughts. Here we go. So we kind of kick off the episode with the commercial talking about the GRC, and then Captain America, John Walker shows up at this place where obviously they were refugees for the Flag Smash, but they don't say anything, so they are basically out of leads, John Walker and his buddy. So that's where we kind of start the episode, and then they kind of hint that they're going to go to Zemo, but already there is Bucky and Sam. Bucky's the one who wants to go in by himself, has the conversation, and great. This episode definitely has by far the best score in a while. I love this score. I do love Henry Jackman as well, but the score is really great. It has a mixture of that Winter Soldier theme from Captain America Winter Soldier. Now we get Zemo, and you can hear Zemo's music from Civil War. It's really, really great stuff. Got me a lot of goosebumps as the scene was going on. The fact that he's telling him the words that turned Bucky into the Winter Soldier, but that did not work this time around. And then it's a really quick conversation. Then we cut to Sam and Bucky in some garage area, and Bucky's explaining a plan on how to, a hypothetical about how he could get Zemo out of prison. And when the conversation ends, Zemo is already there. Then that plan happened, and Zemo is out of prison, which I thought was hilarious. Sam has to trust Bucky on this one. Bucky basically needs Zemo, and I'll get to that in a little bit as well. So then we go on to a plane where Zemo is still technically royalty, even though Sokovia is, vanished and dead basically for the most part. So they have a private plane, and they go to Madripoor. So if you know Madripoor in the comics, that was where really the origin of Wolverine was in the comics. We didn't get Wolverine this episode, obviously, but very cool area, very distinct, really fun music as well. And they each have their own code. Even though Zemo and Winter Soldier are just those characters, Sam has a new character that he has to act out in this episode. So we go to the bar, and that is where Sam takes a crazy drink after they cut it out of a snake. You're like, oof. But then Zemo is basically, they're acting like Zemo still controls the Winter Soldier. So he's telling the Winter Soldier in German to do stuff. So then Winter Soldier basically kicks everyone's ass, and they go to the top of the food. We know the power broker is watching over everyone. And we knew the power broker was going to be in the show, obviously, after last week where the Flag Smashers seems like stealing from possibly the power broker. But now we get the power broker. We don't see him, but he's watching over Madripoor. Zemo talks about that he only knows him by reputation, that he's the judge, the jury, and the executioner of the area. So we get that hint, and then we go up to an area where the person who runs this area talks to the 3 of them about the super soldier serum, who to find, and then Sam has a call, and she makes them on speaker. It's obviously Sam's sister who utters the word Sam, and then they all start fighting, and Winter Soldier basically kicks everyone's butt. So then they go to, and they also have help this entire time from Sharon Carter, who is her first time seen since Civil War. She was in both Winter Soldier and Civil War. If you don't know her, again, the niece of Peggy Carter, who was an agent in the U.S. government who really turned her back against everyone by helping out Sam, Bucky, and Steve in Civil War. We get that talked about here, and I thought she was one of my favorite parts of this entire episode. And her action scene later was awesome, but just the dynamic of Sam and Sharon were both on the run, but they both kind of were on 2 different, paths to that run. Sam was on the run, but he still had Steve and Natasha and all these other people with him on the run. So he's kind of backed up by Avengers, and Sharon wasn't, even though she really sacrificed a lot to get Steve, Sam, and Bucky free, really to get Bucky free. She had no backing of those three characters again. So she had to go to Madripoor, clear her name, and all this type of stuff. I thought was really interesting. And they were like, Sam was like, I was also on the run. And she was like, well, you said, well, I'm still on the run. You're not on the run. You also had Avengers with you. So it's a very different situation. You kind of feel bad for Sharon, which I thought was a good decision to make. So they talk of Sharon, they know where to go. Next, after they go to a party, so they go to this I don't know, disposable truck or something, and we see the doctor who basically created the super soldier serum, the new form of it, and we hear that he took it from Isaiah Bradley. And as this is all going on, they're having a conversation with this scientist. Sharon Carter is kicking everyone's butt outside, and some pretty brutal Disney and Marvel action scenes that I thought was really excellent. And I was like, oh my God, they're doing this. It was my favorite action set piece in the entire show thus far. I thought it was really great stuff. And Emily Van Camp is just absolutely killing it. So I was pretty happy with what she did this episode. This is the best Sharon Carter has been with this action set piece. It was really great. So as they're saying it, Zemo kills the scientist. And that then leads to the four of them having to get out. So the three of them take Zemo's car after Zemo puts on the mask and kills everyone else, which was, again, great stuff there. So they know where to go. Again, next, we also see that the Flag Smashers blow up this building where they were keeping a lot of the vaccines and actually killing people, which they haven't been doing the entire time. And then Carly was like, you know what? This is the only language that other people see, so we got to do the same thing. So you were kind of feeling bad and kind of at times rooting for the Flag Smashers, and then Carly just blows up a building with people, and you're like, that may have crossed the line, and we're going to get to that as well. And then we get to the closing end of the episode. They go to, I think, Bolivia or something, or I forgot what place there. They go to a new place, just the three of them, and Sharon goes into a car. So obviously Sharon isn't done. It seems like she's working for someone. Maybe she's undercover for the power broker. We don't know. But she obviously is not done with this episode. If she would, it would be terrible, because the whole trade-off of clearing your name if you work with us really didn't come through. So I do think that Sharon will be coming back very soon. But we get the end, and one of the Dora Milaje shows up with Bucky at the end of the episode, and she was the security guard for T'Challa in Civil War. And I thought that was great to bring her back. She got nothing to do in Captain America Civil War. So it was great to have her back. And we get that closing episode, of the Wakanda music, and then we close on that. So a huge future setting up here. It seems like John Walker is is a couple steps behind Bucky and Sam, but also there's a lot of twists and turns. Zemo is still with them. Sharon is kind of there. And it seems like the Dora Milaje are going after Zemo because Zemo killed T'Chaka in Civil War. So there's a lot going on. My only complaint with the episodes of it felt very exposition heavy, where we're just being told information on what's going on, where we need to go next, which is my only nitpick of the episode. But obviously, this actually was my favorite episode. The action was there. The score was fantastic. The character interactions were really well done. And my favorite part about Zemo is that he just thinks he's untouchable the entire time, really, because he really does control Bucky. In the first one, he literally controls Bucky by saying the words and turning to Winter Soldier, but he kind of controls Bucky in this situation because Bucky needs Zemo. So whatever Zemo does doesn't matter. Bucky needs Zemo to get information. So it's some really great stuff. And Zemo also total upgrade from Civil War. I did like him in Civil War a lot more than most people, but I did enjoy this episode. I really did love this episode. It's one of my favorite episodes. It's definitely my favorite episode of the show. Pretty close to episode 2, but I would probably prefer this one because of the setting, the look, the score, and the characters we get added into the show. So thank you guys so much for joining me on my spoiler review, my spoiler breakdown of the episode. Before I go, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Comment down below your thoughts. Do you actually love this episode? Do you not like this episode? Let me know what you disagree about what I said about this episode. Is there anything I missed about my breakdown of the show? Also, please subscribe, ring that bell. Some more videos coming today. Concrete Cowboy Netflix reviews coming out later today. Also, I'm going back to the movie theaters for the first time in a year to check out Godzilla versus Kong. So tonight I'll give you my Godzilla versus Kong review. And then this weekend, some reviews, my March ranking and the Monsterverse ranking are all coming this weekend. So stay tuned. So we got to ring the bell for notifications. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.